Anytime you like.
We're on a Sunday in 1987, and we're attempting to give a little bit of audio to the videos that we had taken last year of old movies that go back, some of them 35 or 40 years. This first one shows a group of the kiddies there at St. Mary's Place, isn't it, Mom?
Yes, it is. That little very blonde one is Stevie. There's Wes and David and Greg. And here we have, is that David kissing? I think he's kissing the little girl next door. Wasn't it? I don't think that was one of ours. And we
Not
just...
the world's best
It
movie,
does jump just a little, doesn't it? I wonder who was taking this. There's Greg. And there is...
That's Dave.
And there's Tika. Auntie Tika was here for a visit. That was the
Well,
occasion.
that was the year that she and
Her girlfriend came.
From, seeing the Grand Teton.
The very,
That's
very
Steve.
blonde little guy is Stevie. And we used to call
there's
him
the old
Cunin.
46 Ford.
The 46 Ford. This is a trip to Berkeley, I think. Do you suppose we're arriving at Berkeley? There's Terry.
Oh, these are just a group of movies that were patched together is the idea, huh?
Well, I guess.
Yeah, I
yes.
guess so.
Some of these,
What's
you know,
this of now?
I think it's going to be the Berkeley house. It's a little dark. They were supposed to cut out the dark. Well, now. You know who those are? These are those are.
Terry.
No, it looks like Terry, but it isn't. It's Susan and Patty. Those are Jean's children.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, this is Berkeley. You see, this is a visit to Grandma and Grandpa's. There was a picture there of Grandma that was very nice. There's
looks like
Joni.
Joni.
It is. Those are the Marchands and the Dennises.
Was that Diane, the one I thought was Terry?
I think it was Patty, but I could be wrong.
Oh,
Now, remember they had a swing in the yard. I remember there was one picture of me in this swing smoking, and the children used to think that was hilarious. There was a picture of Mama smoking.
Well, that's not a Grandma's in Berkeley.
It isn't? Is that the park when we went that day? Remember one day the whole family went to a park in Berkeley? I don't recognize the swing set. Now, here's a nice picture of Grandma, which we didn't see much of her. Is that the Ford, Daddy? Yeah, this is 71 Park Drive. This is our very first little house in Atherton.
Maybe this will show the pictures we
Yeah.
took of Wessie.
Maybe. This is
That's 1945.
the house that we lived in. It had one big bedroom and a little back porch, and we lived there till we had the 5 children in that house. Remember?
Yes.
It was really a little summer cottage and had a lovely yard. It is.
Well, in there for a while.
And here's
George and
Greg
Jackie
in the
and,
backyard.
Melanie lived there with us, too.
Yeah,
don't
that's
you know?
Greg teeter-tottering with Wesley in the backyard. She has on the red dress and a permanent. She got a permanent.
Too
And
bad
there's
those movies didn't come out
this is
clearer, isn't it?
Terry swinging.
I think some of these movies are going to be clearer, aren't they?
Well, I sure hope so. Yeah, they're kind of dark, all right. And this is David, our smiley David in the playpen. Yeah. Yeah, this is David as a baby. Yeah, with his big grin.
What's that, year-old?
Yep. Bouncing and bouncing. It's a bouncing baby boy, I think.
Nice
Okay.
teethers.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So there was David, and I think this is the hammock. Is that the hammock? Yeah. We have some stills of this. That's Wesley. I think that's the hammock in the backyard at 71 Park Drive.
I didn't remember these movies being that dark.
Yeah, it's too bad, isn't it? Well, here we are in the backyard playing with our dollies. That's Terry coming up to kiss Wes's baby. Huh?
Can't see. Well, that's where the fire engine is. The
Oh, yes.
Fire station there,
Yes. Grandma was down. Grandma was taking
Yeah.
these pictures.
They put a fireman's hat on Greg, remember?
Oh, yes. Went over to visit. And we have
Well,
some
now
visit.
I know for sure when we took those movies, they came out plainer than that, Mama.
Mhm.
It's saying more like this.
Did they turn the brightness
This
up?
is the
Yeah.
way the movies
Yes,
are.
you might want to turn your brightness up on the TV. There's Grandma Rachel.
Some of these movies
And David
were
on her
clear.
lap.
I'm sure they were clear movies.
Well, if people viewing this can turn their brightness up and maybe get
in the
maybe
making
get that in a little
videotape
better.
lost a little in the
It
translation.
could be. And there's Peg and Jerry, hugging, already pregnant, you see, with Stevie coming. David was the baby and Stevie on the way. Yeah. And here we are. This is Easter.
Oh, that's up there, right
that's
at the corner of Northgate.
Was that same day?
Well, I don't know what day it was.
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
That's Dave.
Those two little girls
Terry,
remind
Wes,
me
and
a
Greg.
lot of Rachel and Nicole. You know, about the same distance apart.
That's before Steve was born, yeah.
Yes.
I don't know
Somebody-
whose doggy that was.
I don't know. This is going to church, taking the people to church. Is that Greg going with us to church? And is that the 46 Ford, Daddy?
Well, I guess. I can't see what...
It seems to me we were
must be.
taking
That's, unless it's Grandma's car.
And there's Grandma with David. She stayed home with the babies.
Gregory. Is that David? Gregory.
That's Dave. There's Greg. No, Greg was going to church with us. Greg,
Climbing the gym set there.
in the backyard, yeah. That's Greg. That little sweater he has on is one I knit out of all different colored yarns.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, remember that. That's Wes's new home.
That was the thing we did. We took movies of the youngsters in those years. Later on, we didn't take the movies. We took either stills or instamatics or things like that. Remember?
Often this was the Christmas present to Grandma and Grandpa, was a roll of movie film. Remember?
Well, and also a recording.
Yes, we did. Some
We
tapes.
sent them a recording
We have
of everybody's
some of those.
voice.
We
Remember?
have some of those somewhere.
But we took some of those movies going out to
These are
Marinette.
David's first steps. David learning to walk. So he was just about a year.
That's out by the mailbox, right in the front street on...
Yes. Yeah.
on
He says, I don't know about this walking
Park
business.
Drive.
I've been getting along really well down on my feet. See how that works? Oh, well. They're going to make me do it.
oh, yeah. Gotta walk, I guess.
Try again. Poor little guy. There's
They're having a tea
Terry,
party.
Terry, Greg, and Wes. It's an ironing board, I think, that we... No, we made a table there, and here's
Bring it
Reno.
on, Rudy.
Yes. It seems to me that Tika was visiting about that time, too. I thought there was one of these at this time that has a picture of Tika with us, too. She remembers?
Notice the girls had little dresses they used a lot, rather than overalls or pants like they put them in now, huh?
Oh, they love to dress up all the time.
Yeah, they had little dresses.
Yeah. All that ironing.
That didn't look like the Ford in the background there. That must have been somebody else's car.
Well, usually these pictures were taken when somebody was visiting. Quite often, as a matter of fact, it seemed to me Grandma's the one that had the movie camera.
We had one.
Did we?
Oh, yeah.
At the beginning?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, okay. I know.
Had a patch on it, a piece of tape because it leaked a little.
He's going to walk yet. Well, he finally did walk.
That's Beamer, huh?
That's Terry. And we called Terry Beamer because she was a good smiler. Especially when she was a tiny baby. She was a real grinner. So she was called Beema. Yeah, see, I'm very pregnant here. Reading books. And David really never did slow down, did he? He just kept moving.
I don't
all the
remember
time.
that.
Look at him. Yeah. Yeah.
Looks like a lot of these are Park Drive. They had started
These
out
are.
with some of St. Mary's.
So
plays.
they're not
So
they're not
in order,
yeah,
actually.
right.
But these are some of the first ones that were taken. Grandma Rachel took quite a few of them, I know.
This is the new baby,
But we also took some.
I think.
That's David. Is
That's
older.
David.
Older.
Yes.
So this is
Well,
another,
I think
another
this is
time.
I think it's a new baby Steve.
Tika?
No, because there's Steve.
Tika came to visit.
This is
at St.
another
Mary's
new
place,
baby.
you know.
This is not. Oh, see, now they're older.
She came to Park Drive too, Tika.
Yes, she did. But this is Grandma, and you know where I think it's at the park? Do you
That
think
could be at
that
Flood Park. Could be.
There was one. That's Stevie, the blondie, and I think there was already another baby, which would be Mary.
There goes Grandma running
Run and
after somebody.
run and catch him. Run and catch him. Yeah, you can always tell Stevie because he has that blonde.
One time
blonde
we
hair.
left the park and forgot David behind, didn't we?
And he had a broken arm.
We had to go back and get him.
No, we didn't even miss him. Somebody delivered him. They came to the door and said, "Is this your little boy?" We got home from the park and everyone spilled. There's the
There's
house.
Berkeley.
House. There's Grandma and Grandpa's. Is our sound coming in well? Good. This is 1403 Bonita
Now, this
Avenue.
is taken by Grandma because I recognize her style. She liked to swing the camera around like that.
Yes, and she loved to take pictures of flowers. We used to say, "More flowers." My gosh, you know.
That's
But-
UC. There.
And that's Cal.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. This is Cal Berkeley. Yeah. That's where I
So
went.
these movies had a little bit of everything on them. They got.
And that's Margaret.
You'd take a few and
There's
then you'd
Margaret with her dark hair and her
That's
little
at St.
Dutch
Mary's
cut.
place.
That's it. Yes, you're right. Oh, yeah. Margaret was a dainty little one. Dainty little one with the red. Oh, I thought Mary was the one with the red coat. That's Terry with the dress. There's Stevie with his blonde hair. There's a picture of this bunch with the 4 boys all in a row. They were so proud of those blue suits. Steve and Danny had it just alike.
Oh, she's going to take a somersault.
Oh, yeah, that's
great
Margaret.
Fun.
Yeah, do you think she looks a little like Brenda there? Brenda look a little like her mama?
Yes.
I think so. Mary is the running one in the red coat. And here's
There we are, all
Greg.
duded up.
Greg is the oldest. I think we were getting ready to go to church. And here comes Margaret.
That's Grandma's car.
Is it?
Yeah.
What kind of a car is that?
Plymouth.
Is it?
We had the Ford wagon then, see?
That's right. That's right. We know what went on. We measure the years by our cars.
No, I don't think
Our
so.
cars, our houses, and our babies. I think so. Yeah, Mary is another one of these running ones. Yeah, she's not slow down like David. She hasn't ever, has she?
Mary?
She's still running.
Still running, Mary.
Yeah, I think so. On the trot. Yeah. And there's Grandma Rachel and Terry spinning, dancing. Yeah. Yeah. What's Margaret doing? Oh, here we
Now,
have.
who's the baby?
There's a new baby. Well,
Could be Mary.
Margaret. Ginny.
No, they've got
It's
another.
got to be Ginny.
That's another one. See, that
No,
one
Margaret was too
rolled
big.
off.
That
Now
had
we've
to
got
be
a new,
Ginny. Is that Rethie?
a new one that's been spliced together.
No, that's Tika.
There's
That's
Johnny
when Tika
Tika.
came for a visit. Yeah.
But that's not our fence.
No. You know, that's Susan. That's Jean.
These are some young ones of the Dennis.
Susan. Now
Yeah.
we've gone back in time.
That's Susan,
Oh, that's Susan. Oh, so that little woman had to be Ann.
I guess.
Ann and Bobby. That's all the Dennises.
Patty, yeah.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
Susie with glasses,
These
Patty,
are Dennis's.
Ann, and yeah, that's right. And that's probably in their elevator in their home. Remember
There's
that
the
area?
56 the 46 Ford up at St. Mary's place.
Oh.
That's mixed in there. These got patched up.
Oh, now here we are,
There's Santa Clara.
Santa Clara Avenue. Yes.
The
Here we
door
are.
is still on the front.
Yes, we used to have glass doors on the front porch like that.
Glass door downstairs
and
too.
no railing. And no railing, yeah. Now we're getting all the little girls in a row. And
So
Carrie's
Laura
gotten
was the
all
first
grown
one
up.
born here, huh?
That's Laura, I think. Don't you? Yes. There's the house. This is a
Well, if you
bouncing
don't
house.
know, why no one knows.
Well, we can usually figure it out by the ages of the other kids. So there the boys are working away. Didn't we spread tan bark? That's when the buildings went all the way to the back fence before with the fire. And I think this was an Easter. We have a still of this where we had all the babies standing. I mean, all the children dressed up for Easter. And then here we're going to be riding bikes. I think this is the circle of bikes that went around and around.
These are kind of busy films, aren't they? I've forgotten how this thing got put together.
Yeah, I think that's Virginia, the baby, or Laura. We'll have to see who the other.
That kind of is bothery, the way it bandies about so fast, you know.
Okay, that's Laura, isn't it?
That's Laura.
Yes. The round face of Laura, we know. I begin to see me bouncing these babies. It was probably my fault that they constantly did something. I was pushing them, it looks like. We were all having...
Mary giving Mama a bite of popsicle.
Yeah, that was...
That's Joni.
That is. This must have
Now
been...
we're going to get Marchands in it, I guess.
Yes, these are Marchands. That's Joni and...
Well, how did they
there's
get in this,
Diane, and
well,
and
there's
this is
Marjorie Kane down
And
at-
you know where this is?
That's,
Marjorie Kane, this is back over at
St. Mary's place.
St. Mary's Place, yes. You see, there's Stevie
Boy,
Little.
they sure did put a potpourri of these.
Oh, this was, Greg had guns, and he said, he used to say, N-O spells no, you can't shoot my gun. And he wouldn't share
That's
it with
Marjorie
anybody.
still in the background, isn't
That
it?
is, uh-huh.
Yeah. Now it's up at Berkeley.
And they're older. This chronological thing didn't work out very well, did it?
No, it sure didn't.
No.
I didn't realize that these
I
were
think
so
Greg
mixed up.
already had his silver tooth here. He got
There's
his,
the Chev wagon, the 57.
Yeah, those are the 4 boys. That was when
Oh,
there's Grandpa.
We just picked him up at the
Grandpa
train, I think.
J.W.,
Yeah.
and he was a member of the Boys Club. Remember, he sent the boys a tent?
Yeah, that's Grandpa
They
J.W.
made him an honorary member of their club
There's Jean
with a baby.
with some baby, maybe Bobby. Ann's older than Bob, right?
And there's Grandma Rachel. Yeah. She always stood so...
And Steve.
Like a model, posing very, very nicely with her
Is
shoulders
that on
back.
me?
No, this is Reefy, isn't it?
Reefy? Oh, Reefy.
It is. It's Reefy and Ame.
Oh, yeah, Reefy and Ame.
Ame is closer to us. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And there's Grandpa and
Grandpa and his hat.
Jerry.
He got used to wearing hats. He always
Yeah.
wore a hat, I remember.
And all the boys had crew cuts. You used to give them all their haircuts, right? With the crew cut. Every Saturday there'd be a couple.
You mean
sitting.
we were all going to go back home in that car, and Grandpa and Grandma and everybody? I guess we were.
I don't know. Good thing we didn't have to put them all in car seats. We never could have done it. This is a nice picture of Reefy. Mrs. Reeford.
Where's that?
If people don't know Reeford, now we're way back. That's Wesley up, baby. And Greggy just walking. Oh, gosh. Oh, he'll get it.
Tony's
Oh,
going to get it.
That's Wesley with her braids. Just little. This is about
That
our
looks
youngest.
Like, sure, that was the Hudson.
I think that's
sitting
Terry.
there in the
That's Terry.
That
The
was
baby
Grandma's,
Terry had that little bonnet with the
Grandma and Grandpa's Hudson
That's
sitting
Greg
there.
and Wes, and our first house again. So this is a little exercise in patience because we're jumping around a lot. Yeah, and there's
and there was a cat in there.
There's the kitty, poor thing. And Terry had those little ears on her bunny bonnet. It was, I think Reefy did that. Yeah, she looks a little like Joe did when he was a baby.
I don't recognize that steel
There's another
fence.
kitty, and here's Peggy looking for mail, and even got some. Grandma in her red suit. I think I still have the jacket of that suit. I'm wearing a red suit that was Grandma's. I wonder if that's it. Could it really be that old? Gosh, it's possible. Good wool suit goes on and on. Okay, now we're big again. Here we are at.
That looks like Santa Clara.
That's Santa Clara Avenue. It sure is. That was Terry with the short hair.
Oh, this is over at the park again. Flood Park.
You're really jumping around. We went over there for a birthday party once with
I don't know what
Brian.
kind of a documentary this is. The youngsters, you can hardly see him standing still long enough to get a good fix on him.
Right. Remember one day Greg brought home a medal and lost it at Flood Park? And he was supposed to return it. It was this.
That's Mary there.
And we went
That must
back
be-
and we searched all the grass at Flood Park and we found it.
Is that Ginny?
Well, that's me in the coat. There's Greg and David eating. That's Steve.
Oh, people can recognize them, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's Terry. Is that Terry? I think so. With Greg and
That
there's
Laura?
Grandma
Not
Rachel.
Laurel, certainly.
Could be. Could be, looking at the size of Greg.
So you think that
Now
the
this is
commentary
Terry
of
with
this
the
is
short
adding
hair.
something to it?
That
huh?
must be Wes. I guess
Oh,
that
she
is
didn't
Wes.
have hair like that, did she?
Well, we finally did cut her hair. That's got to be Wes. That was in. I remember that teal corduroy jumper. Here they were all playing ball. I think this was the day that they lost the medal in that grass, and we considered it a small miracle. There's Margaret in her Robin Hood, cowboy, sort of a cowboy outfit. She had guns. Yeah. Now, guess where we are?
This must be at Burgess Park, Burgess Pool,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, almost every Sunday we take the children over there swimming, remember? And there was a baby pool. We take the children in the baby pool, and then we stop at Edie's and get ice cream cones on the way home. There's one of me swimming in here, which always seems to make everybody laugh. Like, that's really strange. Mama in a swimming suit and swimming. There's Grandma. It seems to me the Marchands were along that day, too. That's Danny by Grandma. Danny was one of Grandma's favorites.
Whoever was taking pictures didn't hold the camera very still.
Well, yeah, here's the baby pool, where they are all we just constantly saved them from drowning. There's Claire going under, and that's David. Someone had to have hands on David at all times.
Was that Claire?
Well,
Or-
I think Claire was the one that backed up, and Claire is the farthest away there, sort of swimming. That's Tommy. Tommy's the baby I'm holding. Did I say David?
Oh, it wouldn't be David, no.
No, I know, but I think I said David.
Yeah,
I
Tom.
meant
He wandered around
The
into the
thing
big
is,
pool and went
If
sinking
you
clear
notice
down.
how much Tom looks like David did as a baby, they look a lot alike.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just like Tony and Steve looked a lot alike
a
at
lot.
the same
Both
age.
that same blonde stuff. Here's Mama swimming. Now, what's so funny about that? I want to know. They think that's very funny. I think that's not a terrible stroke.
It's a good stroke.
Okay,
I don't recognize that. Is that the firehouse?
I'm not sure. There's the fort. That's the fort. I think that's the only picture we've got of the fort the boys built. That's the one that I think was up against the fence. Or is that the one in the middle of the yard? There's Daniel. You see, he had a hard hat on even then. You know. No, that's the one in the middle of the yard that had a basement. The fort had a basement, remember? They could go underneath it. And they had a hole dug that was a girl trap. Remember? They had it all ready to catch girls if they tried to come near the fort. And they're jumping, showing you how far down in they can go. We still have a depression in the lawn in the backyard where we finally buried the fort, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here they had, these are the doors. Those were the doors off the carport.
I guess so.
You know, and they took them over there. This is Tommy.
Tom?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Tommy. Yeah, in the playpen. We haven't seen very many pictures of the pool. Now we're going to see the pool, maybe.
There's Lal.
That's Laura and David. David wanted to get his picture taken. I
There's
remember.
little Claire with a towel, maybe.
I think so. Claire had really reddish blonde hair then, didn't she? There's Steve with the very blonde hair. Now again, we've got this kind of
That shows David's or Greg's silver tooth he had.
Yeah, and that's Mary and Margaret. And there are the four boys, and Rudy Labernick, I think, was there.
This would be hard for someone else to follow, you know.
You think so?
Looking at these, I'm sure. It's
Well,
kind of a patched up thing.
Well, it's our first attempt, you know, and it's better than losing them, and it's easier than showing one film after another on the way we used to do.
I guess some of those other films they had to destroy.
Yeah,
and,
there's
you know,
Mary
and
Ginny.
Ginny.
With dollies. I think this was Christmas. Everyone had babies.
Well, Mary is older than Ginny. That couldn't be Mary.
Well, no.
It must be Claire.
Well, maybe you're right. This is Lori, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Lori with the little whatever. And is this baby Tony? I guess it must be.
No, not yet.
Oh, no. Huh?
Tom.
Yeah, because you have to see according to how old each of them are. Yeah, I think you're right. Well, look at that blonde hair.
No, that's not Tony.
That's Tommy. It must be Tommy. Yeah. I don't remember the sawhorse, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, there's the fort. There's the fort. Yeah. Yes, this is.
We haven't got Grandma on these.
No, not anymore. Uh-huh. Oh, no, she should still be.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah. She said that's Mary in the dark blue, isn't it? We're supposed to know, you know, all these little girls.
Ginny in there with the dolly.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's Ginny, and that's Tommy, all right.
What's Ann should be here. She'd know all these.
Yeah.
I'll bet you she would remember that.
Yeah.
She probably remembers the.
I remember.
Taking them.
You know what I remember? I remember the red pants. That's Margaret. And there are the boys playing football. We had the Ryans over one day playing football out there and took some pictures about that same age. Right? Now what are we doing?
Going through a phase.
Of some sort. A little. This is a funny. Okay.
Now we've got the
Sweet.
railing on the porch.
The railing is now on the porch. And, oh, remember, Terry didn't want to come out and get her. There's Wes and Terry. And Terry didn't want to come out. I think she was either in bed or sick or something, but she finally agreed to come.
Is that Mary sweeping?
Yes. Yeah. And I think I'm pregnant, waiting for Tony here. Right. That's a maternity suit I've got on. Porch looks kind of bare. And now what car is that, honey?
That's the 57 wagon.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. So there's David in the cowboy shirt. Mm-hmm. And you don't suppose this was a Christmas. There's one of these that's a Christmas where they're all out showing what they got for Christmas. Remember? There's still a glass door. And look at there's
well, you weren't waiting for Tony. That's older than that. Maybe you were waiting for Claire.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Or Tom.
Well, we've already seen pictures with Tommy. I guess that's
but
why I
this
mean.
is a sort of
You're
mixed
right.
up
You're right.
chronology. The chronology of it is.
Yeah. Look at this is when they had all their teddy bears on the porch.
Now who's that baby? Claire?
I think
the one
so.
in front.
Uh-huh. I think so. This is Claire. Yeah. The little girl. But I think there's probably already Tom around. Well, maybe not. Yeah, that's Claire's there.
Tom's not born yet, probably.
Yes.
Unless he's a babe in arms.
Yeah, that's Claire's the baby there, sitting in front of Mary, right? Yeah. And all their animals. I think there was a teddy bear collection that everyone brought all their teddy bears out and sat them on the porch.
I guess we took these now, like, for instance, to send back to Minneapolis. Was that the idea, that we took all these movies?
Grandma Rachel.
Then they'd send them back after they'd seen them, and we'd use them
Then
as
we'd save them
collect them.
and look at them now and again.
Yeah, we showed them once in a while.
You know, there are some films that aren't on this,
Oh, golly, yeah.
but I don't know where they are because we went through everything we had to put it on.
Well, it's amazing you've got as many saved as there were. Now, that's before that was had any curtains.
Yes.
So I saw the playpen up there. It was a sunroom.
That's when it was the sunroom, right.
That's an old
Before we used it as a bedroom.
picture. That's shortly after we moved here.
You suppose?
I
Well, this
guess
must
so.
be one Grandma took, a picture of the foliage. She liked to take pictures of the foliage, remember?
Those are eucalyptus. We don't have those here. They must
We
be.
used to have a eucalyptus, didn't we?
No.
Up in the front? Well, pines were big.
There was a palm tree out front there, but we took it down, remember, to save the redwood.
That's right. And I hated to see it go. You talking? Okay, now this is Mary. Still sucking her thumb, so she had to be only 4. Because that's about the time she stopped sucking her thumb. Yeah, so this goes back a little ways. We still had that boards across the front of the roof.
Oh, well, yeah, that's been up until just a couple of years ago we had that.
And the room, there's the sunroom. That
Yeah.
used to be the sunroom. And look at glass doors on the boys' room. So this is David.
Terry put her hand through that one time and cut it,
Yes.
and you were in the hospital
So you
with one of the youngsters, and I went up and visited you one day while we were taking up Terry to get her sewed up.
I remember.
As long as I'm here, I might as well go see Mama.
Go see Mama. There's one of the kitties that looks sort of like Scamper. We had Scamper in the
Well, I
hamper.
forgot we had that one named Scamper.
Scamper in the hamper. He used to keep him in the hamper, remember?
Hmm.
In the clothes hamper. He liked to get in there to sleep. Okay, now this is Margaret, I think. See, so this time-wise is just really way off.
Well, in self-defense, I'd say that we actually had some home movies that were much more lucid than this. Much clearer. And not nearly as chopped up. I'm sure that some of our good home movies are
Probably
lost.
just got lost somewhere along the line, or shared perhaps with Berkeley and didn't come back, or sent to
Something.
Minneapolis and
Yeah,
didn't come
yeah,
back.
yeah.
Yeah, here's buddies. These are good buddies. That David and Steve together.
Some of those
There's
we took
Terry.
up at Maryknoll one time.
Yeah. This is Terry coming home from school. There's Stevie. And there's the pool. Now you can see people running in the pool. We should also have some films of people playing in the pool. This is a nice picture of Steve. Yeah. Waving and coming and walking away.
That's somebody else playing there.
I think maybe that's Orion.
Could be.
I think so. This is Margaret. The baby's Margaret. And it's, let's see who
That
those...
car in the background, is that the 52 Ford, maybe?
I think this is Papa coming home from work. Right?
Coming home? Is that the driveway, or?
I think you're coming out of your garage.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
You can hardly see what
sure
that is.
dark. And here comes Margaret. Right? And this is Ginny.
Now we're going to,
This is Ginny.
is that Ginny?
Yeah, I think so. Not a lot of hair. Now we're coming
That's
way
Mark
up
Ryan.
to compliment.
Tony Jackie.
Jackie Ryan, yeah.
Must be a,
This is a confirmation.
there's Paul.
Paul Ryan. This is Terry's confirmation, I think. There she
There's
is.
Terry, yeah.
Yeah. There.
Where was that, St. Raymond's?
Well, we have to get a look at the back. I think it's St. Pius.
That's Joe Kennelly's
Yeah,
wife.
and this is
Ginny.
David. This looks like, yeah, this is
Father Gorman,
yeah.
Father Strunk. That's St. Pius then.
That's what it is, sure. And that's Orion. That's
Unless they had it over. No, that must be St.
and you know who that is? That's Marty McGinney.
Yeah.
St. Pius. Yeah. Here comes Terry. It was freezing, and David. She's freezing. That was after the confirmation. That's what it was. And then we've got First Communion here.
That's somebody's first communion, yeah.
I think it might be Mary. Yes, there's
That's
Mary.
Mary's, yeah.
There's Mary. And I think she's missing her teeth if she smiles.
Oh,
We'll
yeah?
see. That's the little
Langdon
Langdon
girl?
girl.
I guess.
Yeah. This was at
St. Raymond's.
St. Raymond's.
Yeah.
So all the St. Joseph's children usually had their first communion at St. Raymond's.
Or Nativity.
Or Nativity, or even at the convent.
Yeah.
The Sacred
One did
Heart.
that. Yeah, one
Tony
did.
did. Yeah.
There's a
Monsignor
boys'
Kennedy.
class, and there's a girls'
Is that
class.
Monsignor
huh?
Kennedy?
I guess so.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, there's all the little girls. I
All
don't
the
do
parents
this
were
quite as
standing
much.
around with
yeah.
the cameras.
And that dress is the one that Grandma.
Now that may be over at Nativity.
I think we went to the
Went there and take
convent.
pictures.
Went to the convent to see to go by there after. This is at the convent, I think. We went over there to say hello to people. And then that afternoon we went up to the opening of Mount Alverno.
Oh,
Took
yeah.
Mary. This is west. This is where we are now, at the opening of Mount Alverno.
I see.
Yeah. We went
Oh,
up,
yeah, okay.
It was the same day, and she kept her dress on. That's the dress that Grandma Rachel made for her. And Mary modeled it in a little fashion show of the sewing class that my mother belonged to. Okay, now here we are in the yard.
Who's being swung?
Well, I think it's Ginny, but she's going so fast it's kind of hard to tell. Margaret has darker hair, see, and Ginny has the blonder hair. Like, you can't tell by the dress, because they all wore the dress when they went through that age. That was a dress.
That's Claire.
There's Claire. Now, that's a nice picture of Claire. Shows her reddish hair. That hat Mother brought
Now
back.
that's at the new St. Anthony's.
This was the day, the opening of St. Anthony's, and the 4 boys served Mass, remember? Here they come running, the servers. Here comes Greg. Yeah. Now, that's all. These were the matching dresses we got, all the little girls. You see them going around in circles?
Tony still there?
I don't know where he is. He may be downstairs. This is Tommy in the backyard.
That's a little jump swing he had, yeah.
Yeah, he's missing a shoe. He lost his shoe, I remember. I was telling his wife about that little jump swing last night. It seemed like their baby Samantha would like a little swing like that. Yeah. Yeah. That backyard was full of things to play on, wasn't it? Yeah. Greg said once.
There's another First Communion thing. That's probably Margaret.
Mom can see the whole backyard from these windows. I used to stand there and watch them from there. Yeah,
Is that
no,
Margaret on the end there?
I think so. I think that's Margaret, yeah. Yeah.
Or maybe this is still the one of Mary.
No. This is Margaret. She wore the same dress, but we had to make it longer because they had new rules. Yeah, see? That's her. They had new rules that the dress had to, when they're kneeling, the dress had to touch the ground or something.
Where was this?
Well,
St. Pius?
we'll have to figure out, won't we? There's Margaret.
Standing in front of a statue someplace. Maybe over at the convent.
Looks like that statue at Nativity, doesn't it?
Yeah. There's the 57 wagon.
Mm-hmm.
David?
I think maybe this is a visit to Marinol.
No, that's David
No.
there.
Oh, you're right.
David and who's the baby? Tom? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, see, that's how old he was at Marinol.
No kidding?
Yes. This is Marinol, I think.
Well, we went up there after the First Communion. See, there's the
Yes,
little
sure.
Margaret in her First Communion dress.
Yeah, that's right. This is when David was at Marinol. He looks so young, doesn't he?
Golly, yeah.
Well, he was ninth grade. But he was a young-looking ninth grader. Remember, he was real short and looked real young.
Well,
That
he
was
would remember
Marinol.
that.
Sure he would.
We're probably not doing too good a job on this, Mo.
Well, I think we're doing a better job than anybody else could do. I mean, is that it? I can't believe that's it, but that could be it. No. Here's Wesley.
Where's she going with the mop bucket?
I think she was going to clean something. And here's David's
Another confirmation.
David's confirmation. Yeah. Now that had to be 8th grade, right? Before he went to the seminary.
I guess so.
Yeah, I think so. Yes, and I'm pregnant. So that's because Tony was born. Tom was born while David was at the seminary.
I guess.
Because remember, Father McEwen
He
did
came back for a baptism, didn't he? Yeah.
Well, no, he came back for Tony's baptism. He came back for Tony's baptism.
I thought he came back to the one that was at Nativity.
Well, it was. It was.
Tom's was at Nativity, I know.
So was Tony's.
Was Tony's?
Because, remember, Stickneys were godparents, and we went over to their house afterward. Okay, now, who are these little guys?
That must be Tom.
That's Margaret.
That's Laura, isn't it?
Oh, you're right. You're right. That's Laura.
Oh, that was a doll she got for her birthday, and I came out. I was going to work,
Uh-huh.
and that's her. This was, I think, it was Laura's birthday.
I think you're right.
So this
yeah.
must be in May.
May.
Yeah.
And we had that overhang over the back door there.
Yeah, that was there a while.
Yeah. Oh, now this doll is learning to walk. That is Laura. And here's that. I think that cat's name was Fatmo. Is that?
I don't remember.
I think so. I think so. I think that cat.
No, that's somebody in a baseball uniform. Oh yeah.
David.
St. Joseph's
Yeah.
baseball uniform.
Yeah.
Here's another contingency.
You know, we don't have
Somebody's
many.
baby.
We don't have many pictures of baptisms. We didn't. I thought we did pictures of baptisms, but we don't seem to have them here. I wonder if this is that meal at Stickney's. I think it might be after Tony's baptism. It's sure dark. It's like it's taken indoors. They were saying grace.
Did we have any floods?
I guess we didn't have any.
We wouldn't have taken it inside without a floodlight.
Well, it looks like we did. At least everyone's sitting down to eat. And I think yeah, that was a Stickney. I think that was Jim. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that was an ambitious try, I guess. All right, now.
Now, who's that?
Well, I think.
Looks like Lol.
Yes, I think so. And I think that's little Tommy. Seemed to me Tommy lived in. Is that Mary holding his hand?
I think so.
I think with her hair up in curlers. There's Kitty. Yeah.
I've forgotten that cat.
Well,
Was that here?
Sure. We had a whole series of cats, didn't we? I think that's Fatmo. She got scared. Oh, now here's the new baby.
That must be Tony.
Yes. I think so. I think so. Little Tony. Yeah, it doesn't show how blonde he was. Yeah, but see
That must have been his baptism day. Look, he's got his
yes. I was just
baptismal.
saying we don't have very many baptism pictures. Mostly we took stills of baptisms, not films, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. And well, so now we got Tony. And now we have a whole. They were not supposed to leave all these spaces in between. That's Claire, with her hair up in pin curls, playing with the balloon. And this is Tommy with the balloon. Mm-hmm. And is that Mary giving it to him? Probably. Margaret. Oh, Margaret. You know what this is? This is Christmas. And Mary's the nurse, and Margaret was the patient. Mary got a nurse kit. And so she was treating everybody. Oh, and this is the famous fire truck that Greg built for Tommy. Tommy's 2-year-old, wasn't he? Birthday?
I guess.
2-year-old Christmas. And remember, they built that out of a dresser? And it had a steering wheel and a bell, and Tommy had fire hats, and there were places for passengers. And didn't Greg take the switch off the furnace and blow a fuse?
I'd forgotten that.
we tend to forget those things, I think. It's part of our protection.
Oh.
Yeah. But Greg was particularly insistent that Tommy's always going to remember this Christmas. This is going to be a wonderful Christmas for Tommy. For some reason,
David must have gotten a little radio.
Yes, and Terry got a little
Somebody got a
guitar.
Like Terry's got a little ukulele back there.
Ukulele. And Danny's dancing. Oh, he's dancing. He's dancing. That's his stage when he called himself Handsome Dan. Hunnam Dunham. Remember? He used to comb his hair all the time. That was the age.
Tom's fire truck. He's going to like that or not, isn't he?
And now this is going to pop for Margaret. It seems to me it wouldn't pop. She kept waiting and waiting, and the darn thing wouldn't do it. Do you suppose we gave that big girl that little toy? Yeah. Now we've got another First Communion. Now it's probably, what, Claire? We can't be sure. No, it's Virginia.
So that goes backwards. That's Virginia.
Well, we haven't had Virginia. We had Mary and Margaret, and now this is Virginia. There she is.
Oh, okay.
That's Virginia. There she is with her long braids. Here she is. Yeah.
Do you remember where this was?
Well, I think St. Pius, but I'm not sure. Jenny knows, I betcha. Yeah. It might have been at the convent because she was going to the Sacred Heart then. Second grade, she was at the convent, not at St. Joseph's, remember? And they had the first communion in the convent chapel, I think.
One of them was there.
There's Dan.
I know
No,
that.
that's Steve, I think, in the plaid shirt. There's Claire with the curls. Brought her the purse. Is that
Lol.
Law? Yeah. And I think that's Steve working. Here comes Wes. That dress Wes is wearing, Grandma made that for her out of some just gorgeous fabric that she got from Paris. She belonged to a sewing club that would provide you with some beautiful lightweight wool. That was a gorgeous dress. That's Steve and Wes. They were good friends doing that little game. And here comes Terry with the kitty.
There's another cat.
Yeah, that's a different one. Oh, we always had another cat.
Pepper.
That might have been Pepper. Yeah. Yeah. See, now one thing that service was supposed to do is cut out any blanks. They were supposed to view it and just, move. In a way, it gives you a little break between. Some more pictures of foliage.
Danny working on his bike.
Dan's a good fixer. Turned into a great mechanic, didn't he? Yeah. Fixing bikes. About every Saturday afternoon you'd be fixing those bikes, wouldn't you, honey? Now we're going for a visit somewhere. Where are we? Oh, you know where we are? This is taking Wes to college. This is taking Wes to Lone Mountain.
Yeah?
We're moving her in up there. That's the view from Lone Mountain. She was the first year college there.
And then we skip around again. We come back here. That's an older photo. Look at the door on the garage.
Oh, that's how you tell? And you're saying,
don't think it was there.
try to hold it still. You're saying, right?
Whose bike is that? I didn't see who that was going by there. Did you?
That was not
Danny? That looked like Dan.
That looks like Dan. They had about 8 bikes running. On Saturdays, you'd have to repair them.
That's the Impala that used to be Freeman Pavings that you got, remember?
Yeah, the pink and the white.
There's Grandma's Ford.
Grandma's Ford, yeah.
A few cars there in the yard.
That was a Marchand. We haven't really seen film of the people swimming in the pool. Guess we just didn't. We got some, I remember.
That looked like
There's another kitty.
Janet.
That's one of the kitties.
That is a kitty. Yeah, that's a kitty. That's a little
pretty
kitty.
Skinny one. Here's our Tony with the blonde hair. Now, I understand that's just the way Shawnee's hair.
Is that Uncle Kenny?
I don't mean Sean. I mean that's the way Kevin's hair is. That's Janet.
That's Janet, by gosh.
Yes, it is Janet.
And there's Reefy. Maybe this was the day that Ben came down?
Yes.
That Leonard?
That's Leonard.
We had a group in the front yard. There's Afton.
Afton, yeah. And I think...
Oh, maybe Uncle Ben wasn't there. Some way I thought that there was quite a group that got together.
Was that Barbara? Did I
I
see
don't know
Barbara?
whose car that is.
Yeah.
No, I don't
There's
think
the
Barbara
pool.
would be there.
Yeah. There they are in the pool. That's Mary and Tommy. Huh? There's the pool. Yeah. I hope we get some pictures of the kids the way they swam in it.
Uncle Kenny playing a game or is just sitting around the table?
Kenny and Afton,
He and
I think
Afton.
they're probably playing dominoes or
That was
something.
some get together in the front yard for some reason or another.
Yeah.
So those pictures were taken.
There's
One of the last groups that we
is
took.
that
Look,
Claire?
there's,
Claire with the kitty?
Greg's Honda.
Oh yeah. So that's what Greg was going to Sarah then,
Yeah.
huh? Because Wes was starting college. Oh no, we can't tell. There's Uncle Kenny.
There's Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben. That's it. And Uncle Bob.
Yeah.
So this is a big family get-together.
gathering for some
For sure.
special thing.
I wonder if that's the day that they
Maybe it
played
was,
that game with the.
After
Oh dear.
maybe it was after Ben had gone back to the Midwest and he was
He
out
came
here
out
on
for a
vacation
visit.
or something.
Remember, it used to take about all day to fill that pool. And then it
Oh, is that the pool? Okay, there's the pool.
Sure,
I see.
sure. It's a little dark.
Had a
huh?
ball in it.
Yes. Yeah. And here's something obscure.
I guess it's taking pictures of the trees.
I think so.
So showing it was summer.
It's funny, those trees, they never looked all that different. There's Greg. Are they riding doubles? That Danny on his back? Yeah. Oh, it's on the Honda. There's Claire. Now they're swimming. It was only, about 2 feet deep?
Yeah.
They all learned to swim on the top of it. Or they dive off from one end on air mattresses and scoot all across the pool. There's Wesley. That same little scared kitty. And there goes Papa
So we still have the 57.
in this picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're
There's your
probably
wagon.
going to church. that Margaret and Tom? I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these, it's Wes driving, because remember she drove to school for a while. And the kids would come out and she'd load them up and she'd drive the car to school.
How long a tape
David?
is this, do you know?
No, I don't know exactly. That's a nice picture, isn't it? Is that Tommy?
Yeah.
And there's Tony.
That's Tony.
That's Tony. That's Tony. And is that Claire? Him running down the steps. There's Greg on his Honda. I think it's about an hour tape, but I'm not sure. Yeah. There. You know what we're doing? We're getting ready to go down to El Cajon for Wes's vows.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, I recognize the clothes. I got those clothes together. Remember, Tony was just that little?
Well, we didn't drive down there.
No, we were going to the airport. Here's
okay,
Grandma
okay.
seeing us
Did
off.
Grandma come too?
No, she just
No?
saw us off.
That's right.
She saw us off. Oh, now this is swimming in Belmont when Grandma and Grandpa came out.
Well, either that or it's in the pool down there where we were staying at El Cajon.
Oh, that could be. You're probably right.
No. Well, no, that could be out
that
at El
could
Cajon.
be. Yeah, because they had a little playground,
Could
and
be.
the children let off a little steam.
Might
Yeah,
be.
that's El
Yeah,
Cajon.
see
Look at
that?
the
Yeah,
mountains.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's where it
And
is.
I think we'll see Wes in her wedding. Yeah, here we go. See.
Yeah, that was Wes's wedding dress.
Wes's vows. That's
That's
right.
where we were. We're down at El Cajon.
Yeah. Can you imagine the nerve? And now that I think of it, taking 11 children on the plane, on one plane. We never even thought about splitting them and taking half and half or something. That was such a happy day. She looked so sweet. The group picture we have, she seems a little taller than everybody else, and I always claimed that she was kind of levitating. But yeah, there's Terry in the red suit. And Danny. I think we have a picture, and that's Margaret with the long, darker hair. And David. There's Wes and her daddy. Yeah. We had a picture of Danny examining the rental car. Remember how interested he was in the motor and all that? There's Steve.
Greg didn't make it. Wasn't he?
Greg was
He was in the Navy,
He had gone in the
Wasn't he?
Navy. Yeah, you're right.
I think.
Yeah, that's who's missing. Greg. We had everyone else. Wes was already there, and we took 11 on the plane. So that's it.
There's her friend.
What was her
Took a
name?
picture of
What
her.
was her name?
I've forgotten.
I don't know. Would have been nice to have sound at that time, wouldn't it, to hear the conversation?
Now, here's afterwards. See, so she's got her,
Oh, there
her
she is.
Sacred Heart veil.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My golly.
I think this is one of the few pictures we have of her in that. But then they changed the habit so soon after that. They took off that front blinders. Yeah. You look like such a kid in that picture, Papa. They're pretty young. There's Danny. There's Wes. She's reading something to us.
Letters, maybe? Or something?
Oh, I think so. Yeah. Ah. There she is walking with one of her friends. That's what they used to do, you know. Just go for a walk when they wanted to talk to people. That was the
Well, that's McMorrow.
McMorrow, Maryland. You're right. You're right.
There's the rental car back there.
And
probably.
Maryland's now Sacred Heart nun. She still is. Yeah.
Yeah, we're smoking a pipe then. How about that?
How about that? You'd like to see that, don't you? You kind of miss that pipe, don't you?
There's the Ford wagon we rented.
That's right. There it is. There's the engine. He showed us a
Now,
picture.
here's somebody's graduation.
David's.
St.
St. Francis.
St. Francis?
St. Francis, He left Marinol after, he went, 2 years to Marinol, and then 2 years to St. Francis.
I don't know who that is.
No. Grandma was there that day.
Where's this?
This is
must
still at St. Francis.
be. Those people are kind of foreign.
Well, they were. We didn't know them. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
Okay.
David's on his side. I think Grandma was taking this. Okay.
Who's that?
Well, I think it was a friend of Wes's. I'm not sure. I think Wes brought somebody home from college or something. No, it wouldn't be. Now, who is that? I don't know. And there's our puppy.
No, that's not our puppy.
Yeah, that was our puppy. He didn't last.
I guess
didn't
not.
have
I don't
very
even
long.
remember them.
Yeah, David and Stevie. I mean, Tommy and Stevie. I always
Now
mix.
this is another old one. See, there's a '57. Now that's an older.
That's Dan.
They've got these
back in
films
his so cool
clipped
days.
together. They just
Yeah.
took something and
Oh,
that's not our dog.
you know whose dog that was? That was our dog. Remember, that was that McNabb Terrier that we called him Mickey. I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
And that other dog was a neighborhood dog. Somebody in the neighborhood had that dog. I've forgotten who. This is somebody who went to school with the kids, and I think, remember I said that Wes is going to get in the car and drive away? I think she was driving a carpool. Okay, that's David and Steve, right?
What, Dave got a broken arm or something?
Yes, he always had a broken arm. I mean, he broke 4, didn't he? 4 arms and a clavicle. And here we are, all dressed up, heading off somewhere.
Well, that's the Chevelle wagon.
Yeah. Yeah. Now watch the dog. See the pup. I saw the little tail going around. Hazardous leaving of the yard, huh? And there's Grandma Rachel. Yeah. That's nice. Okay, now
Now we're back at graduation again.
is this David's?
Yeah,
Well, are you sure?
yeah.
Oh, it's who? It might be a Woodside. Huh?
No,
No? Okay. I don't know how that happened,
I don't either.
unless we had 2 rolls of this. You know, all those films.
Would anybody want to take a
Oh, this has got to be,
picture of a
yeah,
roll
this
like
has
that?
got to be St. Francis.
Yeah, that's St. Francis.
Yeah. All those films were each put in a little packet, and they all had years on them. And I just took the years and put them in order, but it's entirely possible that they were not the right film in those boxes. Like the films had been mixed into the wrong boxes. Yeah. Yeah, so there's Peg and David, and Grandma Rachel, Margaret, and Terry. We didn't all go
No,
that day.
it was an afternoon. It was an early afternoon thing, or
Sunday.
sometime. That looks like the Stickney's car. I think.
I got it.
Was that a helicopter they were taking a picture of?
Oh, maybe. Oh, no. Is that the little...
Now, here's a confirmation of Margaret.
Margaret's confirmation. There's Mama.
Mom with her hat on. Must have been Easter or something, huh?
Yeah,
No, that's a confirmation picture there.
that's right.
That must have been over at St. Pius.
I think so. Yeah, that's Margaret. There were other girls in that class. I wonder if Johansson was in that class, or who else was in that class. Now, what car is that?
I don't know, Mom. Not one of ours.
Oh,
Well,
you
there's,
know, that's that.
Bob
Right, Dan's friend. What's his last name?
Jones,
No,
not White. No,
Yeah, I think we're coming...
Nelson.
Bob Nelson. Yeah, we're coming into the teenage syndrome. There's that
There's the
little...
Impala.
Yeah.
There's Steve. He's probably got a car then, doesn't he?
We had a few cars that they were working on in the backyard. Remember? They had them all to pieces. And there's one car that they killed. That's Steve. There's Dan. And there's another buddy of some sort. Yeah. Yeah, we're not riding around on bikes anymore. Now we've got the cars going.
No, the kids are bigger. There's Tony,
Oh,
Tony and Tom.
Tony and Tom. Yeah. Getting older. And Mary. Now the girls are getting to be teenagers. Those young ones. Mary and Margaret. That's about the time Margaret met John. She was that age. There's David. Home from college? I guess. Huh?
Could be.
Yeah, I think so.
What
So-
did I have? A boutonniere. Must have been wedding?
This could be
not Danny.
Terry's. This is
Terry's
Terry's
wedding?
I think so. I think this is Terry's
wedding?
Yes, I recognize the dress. It's either Terry.
Yep.
There's Terry and Nick. Yeah. Ah,
That's over at the reception.
yes. Yes. Uh-huh. And that was,
Nick
I think that was Mary in the...
loading up the...
Yes, loading up all the wedding
Car.
presents into Shabika's car. Yeah, all the wedding presents. Yeah, how about that? There they go.
Yeah, that was Cougar.
That's the first wedding.
Mercury Cougar.
First wedding, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Now what is this?
No, this is going back older.
You're kidding. Kind of hard to tell. There's Wes.
This must
Now,
be up
see
at
the-
Broadway.
Yeah, Broadway. Yeah, and see the habits changed already. This is visiting Wes at Broadway. Yeah. There's Margaret, and there's
Tom.
Tom. It's Tony. Yeah, we used to go up once a month or something like that. Visit her at
Well,
Broadway.
I forget. We didn't go too many times.
No, they're sort of a visiting Sunday. Here are all notes from people to Wes and pictures. Ringburner. There's Ginny. Ginny's gotten so grown up. A regular teenager. There's Mary. Oh, there's the best dog. There's Harold, our good beagle. Whatever happened to that good dog? That was our best dog. He was such a sweet doggy. Was that Laura with him? That's a good picture of Harold. He had a good nose. Oh, here we are, the gymnasts.
Must be Laura.
Yeah, these are the gymnasts. That's Laura.
Is it?
Come on, Laura. Get up there.
Yep.
That's Laura. And Margaret. Yeah. And there's Margaret and Harold. Yeah. Margaret's a pretty girl. She was going with John even then, remember? There's Tony. And Tony and Tom, they were a pair. Look at how different that front garden is there.
Yes.
Yeah, we're missing all those plants in there. Well, I guess we probably had so much of that kind of stuff going on. Plants didn't have a chance. All the kids running in. I told somebody once, don't look for plants, I'm raising children. That's what's being raised. You ought to come get in on this conversation, Tony. Huh?
Old films.
There's Grandma and Grandpa.
There's another one, Grandma and Grandpa.
Yes. That's probably about the last of Grandma and Grandpa pictures.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Ginny?
Did you ever see this tape, Tony?
I think I've seen these
Uh-huh.
one time or another.
Grandma and Grandpa came for a visit. Now, they didn't come together a whole lot
Right.
in these later years, as I recall. One or the other would come, not often both of them. Yeah. There's Danny fixing cars.
One of his T-birds, maybe.
Tony, on this film, we see Danny fixing bikes. We see Danny in a hard hat. We see Danny fixing
There's
cars.
one of his T-birds. See, back there in the background?
Yeah, he had two T-birds, pairs. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
They were identical. Yeah. Bubbles. Laura. Blowing bubbles for little people. We can't see the little people much. Yeah. There's Claire. Claire's shy. There's Ginny. There's Mary. Mary, it seems to me Mary was pregnant? No? Not yet. There's Greg. My, doesn't he look grown up? I guess he was home on leave. And David, big enough to drink beer in the front yard. Full sight of the world. There's Nick. And Terry, the bride and groom.
Oh, is that still bride and groom?
Well, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe this is before the
That's
wedding.
another time.
We can't tell about time. She's got a present of some kind. We don't know quite what or why. It's an album, huh? Maybe they were just not married yet. I don't know. Yeah. You tell by the car. Does everyone get in the car? There they are in the convent uniforms. Laura.
When they were driving
Yeah.
the Malibu.
Who's driving?
Wessie, I guess.
Oh, well, then it's going back.
Or is it?
I don't know.
Maybe I was.
Yeah, they had to get out and let you in. I see. Yeah,
I might have been giving them a ride that day.
could be. Yeah. Oh, here we have gymnasts.
This is up to the fair, huh?
Yeah, this is the fairgrounds, and it's Laura. I don't think it's going to... She's embarrassed by this. She thinks this is a terrible routine.
Corny, huh?
Well, it's not exactly gymnastics. It's more dancing than gymnastics.
I don't see Laura.
Well, I don't either. But she's in this routine somewhere. No, I don't see her either. Here, she's one of these. kind of hard to tell. There's Laura.
That's Laura.
Yeah,
She's a little one.
yeah. It's near the back.
Yeah.
Yeah. There she is. I'm following her. She's pulling down her Leo. She's not supposed to do that. Yeah. It's funny we didn't get pictures of all those 4th of July parades they were in. Or did we get some of Ginny as Miss Redwood City? that
Well, they're
year?
just not in this
Not in
in
this.
this tape. That's all.
Well, what I'm saying is I'm not sure we took movies. We took stills, I guess, not movies of those things. But we can't go back and do it over. Is that when we were painting the house?
I don't
Did you
know.
see the ladder up there?
I don't know.
Look
That looks like Greg's
Mm-hmm.
little Chevy too.
See? When he came back from the Navy, remember?
Could be.
He painted the house. Yep.
There's a brown Impala.
There's David Soto.
Is it?
I think so. I think that was David Soto showing off his muscles. So they've got the ping pong table out there already. Here comes Mary, and it's entirely possible that she's pregnant. Yeah, she is. She's
Yeah,
showing
pregnant
us.
with the mark.
Yeah, she had to show us. Aw, I'm shy. That's Linda. Do you think Linda and Steve were already married there? And there's Harold. And
Well, they were married before Mary was, weren't they?
I think so. Is that Claire or Laura?
I think it must be Laura.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
Laura.
That's Laura. Claire also was here. We have to see them to know which one it is, because Claire was also doing the gymnastics. That's Laura, doing her splits. Oh, she hasn't got those right quite. There's Margaret.
Looked like Prinya.
What, did it? I think it was Margaret. Get another look, maybe. I don't know what all that is. Oh, here's Mary and her new baby. Here's little
There's
Marky.
Mark.
Little Marky. Yep.
It's Dave.
Going home from the hospital. That's what that was. Yeah.
This thing
Yeah.
kind of goes on and on, doesn't it?
You getting tired? We could take a break? We're probably near the end.
You think so?
In about an hour.
I think we're near the end.
Oh.
Who's climbing the tree? Tony? Yeah, I think so. And
There's Claire.
there's Claire.
There's one of Danny's T-birds.
Oh, now there's a good split. That's when it's way down there. There's the T-bird. Another split. Yeah. Now this is kind of obscure, isn't it? Were you playing catch? You used to go out and play catch with the guys every now and again, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
That Tony? That's
Bob White.
Bob White and Dan. You know, they're still good friends. That's nice. They stayed friends for a long time. Now, who's cooking?
Cooking?
Is that Tommy? I think Tommy. Tommy's cooking something. And here's Stevie and Linda.
Linda.
There they are. And there's Jenny. There's Steve. Mustache. Home from the Navy, huh?
Well, I don't know.
I would think so. I would think so. That's when he knew Linda. Of course, he knew Linda before he went.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, quite a little while. Yeah. We used to have a lot of fun in that front yard,
Oh, yeah.
didn't we? Yeah. Real. We used it a whole lot. Now, where
We
is
still
this?
had the Malibu. Oh, this is another. This is over at Modesto,
You're
I
right.
think.
This is at the Peach Ranch? No, the olive oil processing plant. And home, Terry and Nick's home in Modesto. You're right. There it is.
There's an old press.
Is that the olive press?
Or grape.
Grape press, yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's the folks' home, and there's Terry and Nick's home. And we'll probably see a baby Joe here or a baby
Well.
Mary. It's a baby.
I'll bet you it's Joe.
I bet it is too. Can't see much of them. Come on now. Oh,
No,
see
you go to
we can
from
see the
babies to
kitty.
cats in one fell swoop.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's when I went over there, and there's Terry. I came over to see the baby, I think. And I think it was Joe. Yeah, that looks like little Joe. You know, it's funny. He looks a lot like that early picture of Terry. Remember the baby picture of Terry?
That's a pretty new baby, all right.
Yeah, it was a new baby, all right. Yeah. Yeah, that's Joe. That's neat. Yeah. Yeah, that's who that is.
You got close enough, didn't you?
Yeah, I guess I did that all right. Would have been better to back off just a little. No, he looks a good deal different now, doesn't he? It's changed. Yeah. Okay, now we're back with
What this is. There's Linda.
Linda and Mary. Linda and Mary. Those are when they were wearing those short.
Is that David? That's David, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
David Soto. They were wearing those
David Soto.
short dresses. Linda made that dress. As a matter of fact, she got a prize for it at the San Mateo County Fair. There's Steve. She exhibited that dress. And there's Linda.
They weren't married yet, though, were they?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Maybe not. Maybe not. There's Wes. Is that Wes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And she must have been out of the convent and home. No? Yes? No?
Well, the timing eludes me.
Is that Wes? Is that Terry?
That's Claire.
Claire? On Earth? And this is Mary and,
Is that Mark?
well, I guess.
Yeah,
Who else? Yeah. We should be able to see reddish hair on that baby. He had red hair. Yeah. That's Mark. Yeah. He was a beautiful baby. Oh, hello. I think I'll cry. And there's Claire.
Have her bird.
Oh, and Claire and her birds. Claire loved the birds so. She had lots of different kinds of birds, didn't she? Remember one time she had some parrots of some kind. They got away, as I recall. You know, I'm not sure we ever really saw the end of this tape because we played it that day when all the crowd was here. And I think it
And we
just
get to
got
some of these white spaces and they'd give up on it, I guess, huh?
something like that, yeah. There's Daddy. And Margaret.
Well, that looks younger. Now, this is going back.
Oh, no.
That's Dodge. That's either Nick's car or Tom's.
Well, it's Terry and her baby Joe. That's what it is. Terry and her baby Joe. I think so. See? And
There's a couple of babies.
And the other baby must be Marky.
Oh, that's what it is, yeah.
They were babies
They were of
together.
an age, yeah.
Yeah. But that's definitely Joe. He even looks like him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's Tommy. Yeah. So, okay, what car is that?
That's an Impala, and I think it's Dan's.
Dan's Impala, huh?
I think.
Who's-
Tony or Tom is
Yeah.
waxing her down.
Dan used to pull in and say, all right, car wash time, and all four girls would come out, or five, they'd come out in their bikinis and polish off his cars for him. Remember? Oh, this is Wes. Went to visit Wes. Was she still in the...
That was one Thanksgiving here, I think.
Ah, and that's her
And that's
friend...
McChesney.
You're right. You're right. That's Sister McChesney. I think that's after Wes left the order.
Yeah?
I think so. Well, because I don't think she dressed like that when she was in the order. This is Joe.
We sure mixed up these pictures.
Yeah, on time, yeah. We could have done a better job of that. Yeah.
Well, as you say, some of them got saved for posterity, and it leaves a little bit to be desired, though. I was kind of disappointed in the way this thing turned out. It kind of a hodgepodge.
Well, maybe when I had it done was early on in the process, and these people were not all that expert at what they did. But this looks like a
I
long...
wonder if it says the end when it's the end.
Probably doesn't.
Huh?
Probably doesn't.
It said the beginning.
Well, it was their ad, wasn't it? Now, it kind of looks like it's the end. I can't think of what else there is.
Think that's all there was on the tape?
Seems like.
Put the microphone off and